I am super excited because this episode is about one of the things that I love the most: therapy and healing. So this is kind of like a new series that I'm starting. At first, I thought that I would be recording like 5 times a week, every week, different. It was too much. So I decided to give myself a little grace and record as time as I had the time, as I had the inspiration. And so this is one of those recordings. I'm going to talk a little bit about therapy because over the past couple of months, I have been seeing a shamanic healer. And when I tell you, it is the greatest gift that I have given myself. It absolutely is. I suggest it for everybody. If you are not in healing or therapy, please, please, please go. I don't care how healthy you think you are. I don't care um, if you read self-help books or self-develop. It doesn't matter. We all have things that have happened, especially in our childhood, that has created the way that we are showing up today. So some of what I believe is that a lot of us are in adult bodies, but we're still behaving and thinking and reacting like we are 6, 7, or 8. That's one of the beautiful things about therapy is it allows you to see more of yourself and heal those parts and pieces of you that need to be healed. And so I have stepped it up with my healing. And part of my journey, I have taken some programs that have allowed me to do group healing, like experiential learning and growing, which has been fabulous. But it's a different level, it's a different consciousness, it's a different um, energy level of learning when it's you and the therapist, and I say God in the room. It's just you, and that therapist is listening to you. That therapist is watching your body language. That therapist is really in tune to you. It's like it's the greatest gift that I have given myself. What I want to talk about today is the not my last session, but the session before that. So because I was such a people pleaser growing up, I value, and that was because I didn't feel worthy. I put the thoughts and the feelings um, of other people before me. That is what escalated my people pleasing. And so my thoughts and my feelings, I didn't think they were valuable. So as I grew up, I was always focused on, will somebody like me? Will they think I'm nice? If I say what I really think and feel, will they be mad at me? Will it result in an argument? Those are the kinds of things that kept me from speaking how I truly felt and thought, and even the things that I dreamed about. What my latest session, what she helped me to realize is, because before I started this journey of healing, I blamed other people for not making me feel worthy. So here's what I mean. I would be so focused on other people, their families, their goals, their dreams, their triggers, what happened with them, that I would continue to ask them, well, how's this and how's that and how you feeling and how you doing, blah, blah. That never cultivated the experience for them to ask about me, for them to be concerned about me, which fueled my unworthiness because I was always asking about how other people were doing, but nobody was asking about me. So for years, I blamed other people. I thought they were selfish. I thought they didn't care about me. But in reality, I did not feel worthy. And so I was not showing up in the relationship as being worthy. That has everything to do with me. It doesn't even have anything to do with anybody else. It has everything to do with me. And so, because of where I was at with my worthiness, I didn't communicate how I really felt. I didn't talk about my dreams. I didn't, people really didn't know like the real me because I did not know the real me. And so as I continue to do this work, this unraveling, this looking in the mirror, this really paying attention to me, how I showed up, what my thoughts were, how I felt, did I say it, did I speak it, all of these things, what my healer helped me to realize is that there's a real connection for me between communicating and feeling connected. So those were the two things that she wanted me to think about, journal about over the last 2-week period. She wanted me to really think about when I am in those places where I say what I really think and feel, what does it create? And it has literally, just in 2 weeks, created connection, not just to me and to God, to spirit. When I am being aware of my thoughts and I'm journaling, I'm connecting with me. When I am in prayer and gratitude and asking God for the things that I want and desire, that is me being connected to God. When I am speaking and honoring how I think and feel in the relationships that I am in, it literally creates connection. And so for me, there's been this really, even when she was like, well, you probably don't feel connected to people because you're not communicating. I was like, what? I was like, oh my, like it was such an eye opening experience that when I talk, when I share how I really feel, it allows me to be connected in all of my relationships, in all of my friendships, in all of my experiences. So let me give you a little example. So Thulis and I went to breakfast. He took me to breakfast on my birthday. And I had some tea. And I asked the lady, hey, can you give me some tea? I had tea. I asked her for some honey. And so she's like, oh, yeah, sure. Well, maybe 5 or 10 minutes passed and I still didn't have the honey. Now, because in the past I felt unworthy, I would have either drank the tea without the honey, or asked my husband to ask the lady if I could have some honey. Okay. Now, I know that if worthiness is not your ground of healing, you're probably like, well, girl, you could have just, yes. And I eventually did. But that was one of the things that I was aware of. I was like, oh, Tawana, okay, this is practice for you. This is what I'm thinking in my head. Oh, Tawana, you're ready to drink your tea. You still don't have it. Okay, this is a great opportunity for you to use your voice to connect with this lady and let her know, hey, you still don't have the honey. So I was big. I was like, hey, excuse me, can I have some honey? She was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm sorry, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. So after that happened, I was like, see, Tawana, everything was fine. She just forgot. It's not that you're not worthy to have the honey. It's not that other people are more important. It's none of that. It is, I can use my voice to express what I need, and then I can get what I need. It was such a gentle and easy practice for me that, honey, I didn't have it. I could ask for it and then I could get it. Nobody was mad at me. Nobody was like, oh my gosh, well, you should, none of that. It was a gentle practice. That is what therapy allows you to experience, to be in the moment, be like, okay, I don't have the honey. Okay. You don't really need to ask your husband to ask the lady, because you can do it yourself. And I don't want to drink the tea without the honey. And so that is one of the things that therapy allows you to do, is to see the same experience maybe that I have been experiencing in different ways, but deal with it with a new response so that I can use my voice. This was a way that I could communicate and feel more connected with me. Like, yeah, okay. It did work out. I did. And the tea, it was delicious. It was fantastic. She was like, do you want to take some home with you? And it was a beautiful experience for me at my next session to go back and tell my healer, my therapist. That is the gift of focusing on you with somebody that is rooting for you. That is the gift, is that you get to see yourself in a different way. You get to connect with yourself in a new way. So listen, I'm in it. I'm not suggesting that you do anything that I'm not doing. Go to therapy. You can thank me later.